Welcome, everybody, to the Stone Down Sports Podcast. My name is Matt. Really happy to be here with you on this beautiful Thursday evening. Going to talk about a little Week 6 NFL. We've got the game tonight, the Chefs and the Broncos. It might be a snooze fest, but who knows? That Broncos defense is trash. We could see some points. Before we get into all of that, I want to say a big thank you to all of our subscribers, everybody who pops in and chats with us and checks us out after the fact, interacting on social media, all that jazz. We really appreciate you, and we wouldn't be here without you. As always, I'm joined by the Street Profits, Kyle and Ramey. Ramey, how you doing, brother? Happy Thursday.
Hey, Matt. I'm much better than I was a couple days ago. Thanks for you guys carrying the load for me. I was a little bit under the weather. Still am, not 100%, but doing a little bit better. What's so funny?
Nothing. You set me up perfectly, and I let it go.
Carrying the load.
Kyle has a lot of experience.
Oh, tons. Anyway,
gotta be careful about that tissue, though.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true.
You know, it's a surface area thing, apparently.
Right. Yeah. No, it's been a shitty week.
Way to go.
Me. It was
Made
me.
It not even 90
time.
seconds.
It was me
Wow.
this time. Crap.
You can't make any money on this.
It's been a bad week. I've been sick, and I did watch a lot of baseball, though. The baseball playoffs have been on, the divisional series and the wild card. It's been fun to watch. Looks like got the Diamondbacks and got an all Texas ALCS, and we'll see if the Phillies can upset the Braves again like they did last year. So, but we're here to talk about football. We've got a kind of interesting game tonight.
There's definitely a game happening.
There is a game happening. Yes. What is it? Last I saw it was 10.5.
We got a comment. Oh,
yeah,
we got a comment. Hold her up. Quick. We got, did I lose? I traded Josh Jacobs and ARSB for Bajan and Waddle.
What's your scoring system?
He just put it up. Hold on. PPR.
18 PPR flex.
Redraft. You know, Jacobs is underperforming a bit. ARSB is as well. I like Waddle in that offense, even though it's still Tyreek's offense.
Yeah, but there's plenty of opportunity for both of those guys.
Palmer. That's a decent team.
I think that's a wash at wide receiver, and I think you upgraded it at running back there. So yeah. I think that was a good trade.
Yep. And you got Justin Fields. I mean, obviously he didn't start out great, but he's QB3 now. So in fantasy. Yeah, that's a nice little team. What's your record? Oh, is it 3-2? Yep, 3-2.
Nice. I think that was a good move. I like how you picked up Josh Downs too. Not sure if you got him right off rip or just picked him up, but he's somebody who's going to come on. I think this is going to be a big week for Josh Palmer as well, given the attention that Keenan Allen and a returning Austin Eckler are going to garner.
Agreed. T-Money, thanks for the question, man. Give us a like and subscribe. Appreciate that. We're here every Tuesday and Wednesday. Oh, we got Parker Bledsoe. What do we got? Who should I start this week? Jerry Jeudy, Addison, Amari, or Marquise?
All right, Parker, what's your scoring system and how many of those do you need?
I think regardless, you take Addison.
Yeah, I would. Amari's a tough play this week, too, against the 49ers.
With P.J. Walker starting?
Yeah, and I'm going to say Amari at home, and they're going with P.J. Walker instead of Dorian. PPR and 1. God. Denver's going to be coming from behind tonight, I'm going to guess. The Chiefs have had their number like 14 games in a row now.
Yeah, out of that group, I'm taking Addison. Amari Cooper's a no-go for me with P.J. Walker at quarterback. Marquise Brown is really boomer bust. I think with J.J. being out, Addison is going to be the play there this week.
Yeah. Agreed. Great question, Parker. Thanks for that. Hopefully you take that advice. I think Matt's right on the money there. T-Money's followed up with a couple things here. I kind of want to get Jacobs back to have RB2, but he wants Chase. That's too high.
I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
moving Chase.
No, that's gonna happen. I mean, he had his big game, so
He tried to do Olave and Waddle for Jacobs. That's still a lot too.
yeah, that's a lot too. I mean, I realize New Orleans is struggling, but what do we got here? Too Rich and Bree TV, 18 PPR, QB, two running back, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex.
Fields.
And hold on. And Higgins and JSN.
Got offered. It's a little bit further down here.
Yeah.
Got offered Herbert, Ridley, and Hall.
There you go.
You only start one QB in this league, or is it a super flex?
It's a 2 flex. I see that.
Got offered Herbert and Lee for Hall and Waddle, but I know I need to get rid of some QBs.
Yeah, you don't need 3.
Super flex.
Oh, super flex. All right. So you could have 3, obviously.
Fields and Shroud.
Field, Shroud, and T-Law. Man. I like all those. That's hard to even
It
try and
is.
part with one. Jesus. Hold on here.
Not a super
Yeah.
flex. If it's not a super flex, like no, what's
You
the
need to
point?
get rid of one or trade one. Rather.
Yeah.
You got to let someone go.
I
I mean, if you decide to go through with that, Shroud would be the one that I drop, but I don't see the point. I don't understand how this makes your team better.
Yeah.
We got another.
Yeah, commissioners training. Hold on. Where am I at here? Oh god, I lost it.
Oh, right there. Goff or Wilson for second QB.
And that
I like Goff. He's
that
going to
is
be
a
more
super flex.
consistent.
Wilson's not bad though.
He's not.
But think of that Goff schedule. Whatever, 8 of the last 9 inside in a dome.
Yeah, that and
I'd keep him. His floor.
You're
is
hearing
much
a lot
lower.
of rumors too of Denver wanting to maybe blow things up there, and if they trade, one of Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton or both of them, like Mims has looked good, but it's on like 10 targets this year. That's not a sustainable pace over the long term. I like Goff. He's going to be more dependable and more consistent week to week than Wilson's going to be. Their offensive line there in Denver is trash too.
It is.
It's a good point, especially I've heard some rumors of them looking to trade Jerry Jeudy, so that's not going to help.
Nope.
Okay, hold on. Let me get T Money's last question. Did we do Bijan and Fields for Barkley and Josh Allen? Bijan and Fields.
For Barkley, I don't think I'd do that.
I just don't like that Barkley just can't stay on the field.
I think you're slightly upgrading at quarterback if you trade Fields for Josh Allen, but it's not that much.
Yeah.
Especially if Fields keeps running like he has been recently.
Yeah, I don't see the point in that. I'd rather have Fields and Bijan than Barkley and Josh Allen. I think you're right, Ramey. It's a small upgrade going from Fields to Josh Allen. I think it's a bigger downgrade from Bijan to Barkley. The team context there in New York is not great. And with Bijan, how they're going to play from game to game. They're going to pound the rock. He's going to get the work out of the backfield. He's younger. He's managed to stay healthy at this point. So, yeah, I'd hold on to those two. You got a good squad. Not sure if you tuned in on Tuesday, but Kyle and I were talking. Sometimes the hardest part about fantasy is just staying patient. What you have is a good team. Stick with it, brother.
Yeah. Ray Gamer, breaking news. This trade could happen. This person sent me, so I gave away Barkley, Olave, Moss, and Myers for Adams, Madison, Stevenson, and White. He already has Waddle, Metcalf, Watt, Adams. Oh, God. Jesus. I probably would have kept Moss. I would have stayed away from Stevenson and White.
It's in a standard league.
I don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, Moss at this point is a handcuff. He's going to have a role, but I mean,
Yeah.
going forward, once JT gets ramped up, Moss is going to be a decent flex, but he's not going to be great, and he's not somebody you're going to be comfortable plugging in from week to week.
Yeah. I almost hate, I know Stevenson's getting volumes, but I just hate that offense completely now. And same thing with Rashad White. He's only averaging like 3.3 a carry, 36 in the league.
Yeah, that's the worst running team in the league. So that's not an offense you want to invest in. If you had Mike Evans or Chris Godwin, that's different, but I'm not looking for Rashad White.
This would help my RB depth. Hold on here. Been worried about him all year since week 3. So he goes down. I only have Monty left, and I'm in trouble. Monty's a good one to have left, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be stuck with one guy, Monty is going to eat all year long. Just look at the context of the team and the offensive line there. He gets all the goal line work. I know people weren't expecting him to come in and essentially turn in the same numbers that Jamal Williams did last year in regards to touchdowns, but he's on just a breakneck pace this year with those, and he's a better overall running back. He's somebody that never leaves the field because he's good in pass pro.
Yeah. Appreciate your questions, Ray Gamer, Too Rich, T Money. Appreciate that. We got Reborn Jungle. Do I trade Kenneth Walker for Alvin Kamara? Full PPR.
I think Kenneth Walker is going to get more volume. I think you're going to see Charbonnet eat into that volume a little bit more as the season goes on. But Kamara, if I remember right, has never been a guy to really rack up a huge number of carries. His strength has been working out of the backfield, and he's more of an overall touches as opposed to somebody you're going to hand the ball off to 20 times a game. I think Walker is somebody who you are going to lean on like that, and he's improved this year around the goal line.
Agreed.
What's your opinion on Olave? We missed that second part there.
Oh, yeah. It's tough right now with Derek Carr. He's not 100%. It's tough right now. You don't see
Even
a lot
at
of deep balls from
100%.
Derek Carr. You don't see a lot of deep balls from him either, too. His average depth of target has plummeted since he got hurt. Ray Gamer was a Chubb owner. You can relate there, Matt.
Yep. I'm somebody who went way too big on Jerome Ford too in Fab, but I had to make sure I got somebody.
Right. And then Too Rich, Madison Stevenson. Yeah, no. I think we talked, Madison might get some more work with JJ being out as well.
Yeah, it's possible. They brought in what's his nuts? Cam Akers there, and he's not really done a whole lot. That almost seemed to wake Madison up and say, oh shit, like this was my backfield yesterday and I didn't take advantage of it, and look what happened.
Right.
And he's stepped up.
What do we got here? Parker Bledsoe. Do we know if Addison is going to play Saturday? I believe so. I haven't heard anything about him being
Sunday.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you guys?
No. As far as I know, he's playing.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about him, and I was scouring stuff around 4:00 this afternoon.
Yeah, I think if he was going to miss some time, it'd be much bigger news.
For sure. Nope, he definitely gonna. Oh, he is questionable.
Is he? Well, I guess I'm the asshole then.
Oh, I missed it. He was limited with an ankle injury. So limited is good. I mean, if he gets a full tomorrow, I think he'll be fine.
Even if he's limited tomorrow, you just want to see him out on the practice field on Friday.
Right. Jesus. Hold on here. Where are we at? Too Rich Breed Gibbs get a bigger role. I think he's talking about, because we were talking about Monty a little earlier. I think it's coming. It's gonna. We just haven't had any big shootout games, and I think that's what he's going to get involved in. It's been, we've been killing it and been up, and Monty's taking care of business. I think it's going to happen. There's just the game hasn't, that environment hasn't unleashed the full potential of Gibbs yet.
I agree. And I think too, coming into draft season, myself included, people had some kind of unrealistic expectations for the amount of usage he was going to get. And we all, just kind of lost sight of the fact that Monty was there and what he was brought in to do. Gibbs had been eased in, and now he's dealing with some injuries, which is fine. I think after the bye, you're really going to see him and JMO get worked into the offense a heck of a lot more as we come down to the playoff stretch, and Detroit will be looking to wrap up the division.
Agreed. Let's see. Next one here. Chris Bork, would you do Sanders or Javonte Williams for Jerome Ford? One for one.
Oh.
I would not.
I mean,
the team context for Sanders is awful. I mean, Carolina's probably the worst team in the league this year. Javonte, we kind of touched on it earlier. Denver's offensive line has really struggled quite a bit this year. So I'd rather stick with Jerome Ford. Cleveland has a really good offensive line, and that's a team that also wants to run the ball. And he's somebody who's not going to be sharing much in the backfield like you're going to have with Javonte too. Right now, you've got a three-headed monster in Denver.
Agreed. Let's see. We got Patty. What receiver should I try and flip with DK Metcalf that will have a better rest of season than DK?
Golly.
I mean,
well, we had something similar posed Tuesday night where somebody said CeeDee Lamb or DK. And they had that trade on the table. I think if you can get somebody like CeeDee Lamb, he's had a quiet start to the season, except for that one game. But as the new offense that they're running down there starts to gel together, he's the primary receiver there, and he's going to eat. I do think, they may have regretted letting Amari Cooper go just because it helps to have somebody like that on the other side to draw attention away. But no, CeeDee Lamb is a hell of a receiver, and I would he's somebody I'd target in exchange for DK. I think as JSN comes on, also he's going to eat into the targets that DK is getting now.
Yeah. Hardcore just got a trade offer. Justin Jefferson, Nico, and Laporta. Two of those three players are currently hurt, while Laporta is not going to be gone for long. For Keenan Allen, ARSB, and Logan Thomas.
Do I accept? So I assume this person has the Keenan Allen, ARSB, Logan Thomas side.
Yeah. He says, I get.
What do you think, Ramey?
Yeah.
Jefferson, Nico Collins, and Sam Laporta. You're giving up Keenan, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Logan Thomas. If Justin Jefferson just hadn't gone on the IR, I'd say yes in a heartbeat. But if he's going to be out for more than 4 weeks, I don't know. Nico Collins is kind of cooled off too.
Or longer. I mean, who knows what Minnesota's going to do?
Nico Collins is cooled off. Nico Collins is cooled off after a hot start. Sam Laporta is going to be a solid tight end option. So he would be an upgrade over Logan Thomas, but I think I'd hold on to Keenan Allen and ARSB.
I agree with that. It is an upgrade going from Laporta to Logan Thomas, but if you look at how the targets are distributed there in Washington, tight ends get a lot of it. I saw something, it was a little bit earlier. Where in the hell did I jot this down at? Oh, nowhere. Great. It's something like Terry McLaurin. And, oh, yeah, it's on this first page. Sorry.
Faster.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, the targets are pretty much evenly split there amongst Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, and Curtis Samuel. Nobody's really getting an elite share, so no.
Next, Chris Bork, London or Zay Flowers rest of season. That was that continuation of 2 questions ago. I say Zay Flowers.
Yep, 100%.
Agreed.
Yep, definitely. Hardcore. I'm 4-1 and had Jamar Chase. Okay, hold on. Niner gang. I can definitely understand that. See, the name of our podcast is Stud on Sports, but I love the comment. Thanks, Niner gang. Don't you all forget to subscribe, please. Reborn Jungle, I got an offer. Chris Godwin for Smith. I'm guessing Devontae Smith. That's all I can think of. Right?
Yeah. Should be.
receiver for a wide receiver. I mean, the offense in Philadelphia is much more potent. So you
Although
got Godwin.
Tampa hasn't been bad, but Baker's focused more on Mike Evans, kind of shockingly than Godwin.
is.
So if I had Godwin, I would trade Godwin for Smith.
Yeah, I do too. If that's Devontae Smith, I can't see any reason why.
Yeah.
And then Drew, you're right about that. Melting Snowman. I think the same thing. If they're going to be, 1-8, 1-9 when he comes back, I mean,
I
it'd
get
be
a
ugly for
question.
them.
I got a question for you guys. If it's a dynasty league, would you make that? Does that change how if you'd make that trade or not?
Sure. If it was, I mean, if one of these players were under contract, like if the player you're getting back was under contract.
Yeah. So you keep Jefferson. You may not get Jefferson for the rest of the year, but you'd get him next year healthy.
I'm lost.
Matt?
Sorry. Me and Niner gang are kind of on the same wavelength now, and I don't understand what we're talking about.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Vinny, I got offered Kamara for Saquon. Should I accept?
I take
Kinda
that.
like
Yeah, I think I would
like
too.
that too. Yep. Kamara's back. He is. He does get hurt occasionally, but a lot of times it's only for a game. Saquon just definitely can't stay on the field.
Yeah.
Crazy. Too rich. Waddle or Ridley rest of season.
I'm taking Waddle. He's going to get a
like-
smaller target share, but he's so elite after the catch. And Miami does such a good job of using pre-snap motion where you're getting these people with elite speed and they're already on the run.
Yeah.
That's a team that's going to throw a lot. They've been pretty effective this year running the ball. Interesting fact about Miami, outside, if you take away the 70-point output they had against the Broncos, they have a -4 scoring differential.
Wow. No kidding.
Yeah.
So yeah, Waddle rest of season. I mean, even the NFC South, like the schedule for Jacksonville's better, but I don't like it. Sorry, Chris, I missed your comment there. He countered with my Javonte and Elijah Moore for his Jerome Ford and OBJ PPR. That's pretty even.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's even at wide receiver. I
Yeah.
would rather have Jerome Ford than Javonte Williams just because he's going to command so much more of the opportunities in the backfield. And like we were saying earlier, that Denver backfield's kind of a mess.
Yeah. And the whole team's kind of a mess. Their defense is horrible. They're going to be playing behind all season. They're just bad. Let's see. Josh, would you trade Carr, Jonnu Smith, and Christian Kirk for ARSB? Whoa. He has a horrible tight end and no backup QB. 20-man PPR.
Holy shit.
Jeez.
That's a lot. No wonder.
How in the hell can you have a 20-man league? Is that split into like 2 divisions or something? Because there's wow.
Yeah,
that's wild.
It can be done. But yeah, that's why Jonnu Smith's even rostered.
Yeah, so I do it. My strategy in a bigger league like that, give me the elite talent because that's going to give me the separation. I know it seems like you're giving up a lot on the surface. Jonnu Smith, like he's done okay, but he's a 3 for 30 tight end. And granted, it's a 20-team league, but still you can find somebody to do the shit. Pick up some jabroni from the Colts.
Yeah, I'd do that too as well. Yep. Niner gang LOL, that's your comment a minute ago, Matt. How are we feeling about Brees top 10? Like finishing as top 10 or this week finishing top 10? Like
I think he's a top 10 rest of the season and I'm starting him with confidence.
Since Robert Saleh, the head coach, said last week they were taking the restrictions off. I mean, I agree. Ramey?
Yeah, He surprised me. I didn't think when we went through our season previews, I had Brees Hall, and I didn't think they'd try to ramp him up, especially picking up Dalvin Cook. I didn't think he'd get many touches until later in the season, but coming out from the jump, he's been good, and he looks like he's all the way back. So I think he's a top 10.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yep.
And there's
And
somebody
was that-
they're going to need. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, and Zach Wilson's starting to play a little better, and they still have a very good defense. Yeah, I agree. Patty, should I trade away AJ Brown for Brandon Ayuk and Brees Hall?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well,
Aaron Jones hurt, Rashad White sucks, and JT. Oh yeah, that I would do that. Ayuk's.
How many of those can you start in any given week?
What do you think? 4 tops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're starting 2 flexes, it's all right, but if you can only start like 2 or 3 of those, that's a little bit different story. If that were the case, I would try and maybe package 1 or 2 of those, or one of them together, and with
And who are you dropping? Are you
Yeah.
dropping like White? Shit, you might as well just throw him into the trade.
I mean, I'm really high on Ayuk too.
Yeah, for sure. Should. Yeah.
I think he's going to finish as a top 10 guy.
Chris, continuation question: Should I counter giving my Javante and Zach Moss for Jerome Ford?
That almost sounds like an overpay to me, but you're also trading 2 running backs who you're really only confident starting them as a flex. Jerome Ford, I'm not mad if he's my RB2.
Yeah. I agree. Just because of the sheer volume, like Matt talked. I mean, he's the guy there. So far, Kareem Hunt's done nothing. So, Josh, do you think Kirk or Downs would be better one to trade away? He was the one that talked about Carr, Jonnu, and Kirk for Amon-Ra.
Okay.
Josh Downs.
I'd rather trade away Josh Downs than Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're I think all 3 of us are pretty high on Josh Downs as well. But
Yeah, he's on a nice rookie campaign.
Yeah,
he
but
has.
I would.
It's pretty reliable.
Yeah.
I think. Well, I want to put a caveat in there. While Anthony Richardson is out, I like Downs better than Kirk. But thinking rest of the season, I like Kirk better than Downs.
Yeah. Reborn Jungle, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, or Devontae Smith. Hold on.
Oof.
He's the one that had a trade offer.
Saints play.
Godwin for Smith about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you get your choice of the 3.
Yeah.
I'd still rather have Devontae Smith out of that group.
I agree. Great questions, guys. Appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday night at 7 Eastern. Appreciate all your guys' interaction tonight. Stephen Joe, what up? Unfortunately, have to play Williams or McLaughlin tonight. Which one should I start? I mean, I think you go with Javonte Williams.
You know what? I'm going to be difficult here and disagree, and I'm going to say McLaughlin. I think they'll ride the hot hand because nobody has really separated themselves in that backfield to command the carries. McLaughlin did a hell of a job last week coming in relief of Javonte. He played damn well.
Yeah. They're both good. In a Sean Payton offense, if you look back at his New Orleans days, the running backs are pretty prolific in his offensive game plans. George, hey guys, hey George, how you doing? He's 5-0. Hey, congratulations, man!
Nice.
I see why. Tua and CMC. I'm like, oh, I see why.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kenneth Walker, Cup, Olave, Goddard. Thank God he finally came back to life this past week. And James Cook as his flex. I have Fields on the bench. Should I trade Fields and Kenneth Walker for Bijan? that's a little too much.
It is. I would rather trade Cook than KW3. So I would lead with that. Or if you got the offer already that it's Fields and Ken Walker for Bijan, you know what? I would say,
You could counter with that.
yeah, I would counter with James Cook. If that's not the case, reach out to some other people in your league. Fields is hot right now, and this could be an opportunity to sell high on him.
High.
Ken Walker's looked good to begin the year. He tried Cooks and Fields for Bijan, but he declined it. Olave, Goddard. You know what? Fuck it. No guts, no glory. I'd do it.
Yep. I mean, you're
I
5
mean,
and 0.
that's a pushing your chips in and saying I'm all in kind of move.
Yep. Take a risk. It is. You started out 5 and 0. I mean, it could crash on you, but I traded away my life in fantasy baseball this season to try and push for a playoff win. And
Hey, me too.
Got a bye and lost in the first playoff game. So let's see. We got hey guys, 2 and 3. Help me pick one wide receiver, 2 running backs, 1 flex. Let's see. Myers, Godwin, Amari, McLaurin, Tank Dell. 1 receiver.
Brees is in for me.
I don't like Amari this week. I don't like Tank Dell against New Orleans this week.
I think I'd
Well, I
bet
tell you what,
Kamara.
I like Tank Dell better than I like Nico Collins this week.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Brees Hall as the running back. Well, no, Kamara and Hall is the running back.
Yeah, because Barkley's going against the Bills, and
The
JT
Bills'
is
defense is a little depleted, though.
yeah,
You know, they've lost Tre'Davious White and Matt Milano in consecutive weeks. Travis Etienne just made them his bitch last Sunday.
That's true.
I think Barkley is a superior talent to Travis Etienne, but he's also coming back off a high ankle sprain injury. The team has looked like trash. I'm not going to talk myself out of Kamara, though, going against the Texans.
No, I agree.
Kamara and Hall are the 2 running backs. The receiver, I'll take Godwin.
I'm thinking Godwin too against if there's a with Detroit's defense, the back end is definitely what's not as great. They've got some pieces back there, but they've lost some people this year already. So I like Godwin too.
And then for a
flex, I don't like Amari against the 49ers. Who's the Raiders playing this week?
the Patriots.
Ooh, revenge game for him. I kind of like that. Did you see him the other night? He got a ton of targets.
Yeah, he did.
Jacoby Myers. Let's see. Alex Payne, Russell Wilson, or CJ Stroud.
This week or rest of season?
Yeah. If it's this week, I got to say, I almost want to say Wilson because I think he might have some garbage points.
I think he's like QB5 on the year.
Yeah, I just don't like CJ Stroud against New Orleans this week at all.
This week, I'd go Russell Wilson this week.
Yep, same.
Same, yep. But just this week, I think CJ Stroud will be fine next week. Menace 2012. Should I accept this trade? 12-man full PPR. I trade Fields, KW3, and ARSB for Chase, Mahomes, and Cook. Ooh.
I would make that trade.
I think so too. Fields and Mahomes. And remember, this is fantasy. That's kind of a lateral move. Chase, I like better than ARSB. Yeah, I'm going to make that move.
Yeah.
There's no standout wide receiver this year in Kansas City. Travis Kelce is there. And look, Mahomes spreads the ball around a lot. He just has to hope the receivers are going to catch it.
Yep. Let's see. Kicker question: Butker or Aubrey? I pretty much flip coins on kickers.
I'm going with Butker.
And I think
Kansas City.
I think in 2 out of 3 leagues, I don't even have it. We don't even roster a kicker, so I don't pay attention to it as much. But I like Aubrey. I think he's number 2 behind Elliott in Philadelphia. Let's see. Alex Payne's. Yeah, Russell Wilson or CJ Stroud. He followed up with this week. Definitely that. And then we answer that question again. Here we go. We got Ventro. Would you trade Nico and DeMarcado for Dubs and Jerome Ford? Are you trading somebody that you just picked up off of waivers this morning or
You got to
yesterday
strike
morning?
while the iron's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus.
I would make that trade.
So would I.
Yeah.
For Jerome Ford, I'd make it for just Jerome Ford.
Romeo Dubs has been pretty damn good this year.
Mm-hmm.
Nico Collins has too, but you're going to have inconsistencies with both just because of the inexperience at quarterback. Tiebreaker for me, you know what Jerome Ford's role is going to be this week and hopefully for the rest of the season based on the comments of the coaching staff. DeMarcado, he looked decent last week. Credit where credit's due. But when James Conner is healthy, that's his backfield. He might carve out a small role, but James Conner is going to get the majority of the work there.
Nice. Good questions.
Absolutely. Yeah. You are welcome, Mr. Alternation.
Yep. What do we got, fellas? I'm typing.
I know. What do you want to talk about? Want to talk about some of the games?
Yeah, let's go. Just start with tonight's game real fast. Broncos at Chiefs. They've had their number. I think they've got 14 games in a row on them. And I think the Broncos are pretty close to a franchise meltdown. Do you know how bad their defense have been? This is what I found today. They've gave up 938 rush yards in 5 weeks. Do you want to know how many rush yards the 2000 Ravens gave up in a whole season?
937.
970. So another, 30 more. Isn't that insane?
Hey, when you're replacing a coach who did the worst job in the history of coaching of any sport ever, you got to give your coach some slack. This isn't on Sean Payton.
Right. Reborn Jungle. I'll give this one to you, Ramey. How do you feel about JT?
I like him. It's going to be a toss-up for the next few weeks, but with that deal, he's not going to be the lead back eventually. Long term, I like him a lot. I think that Moss will certainly supplement some of his carries, so he's probably not going to be the workhorse he was in 2021 when he was just unbelievable. But I like him going forward. I think he's a solid RB1 option. I would certainly play the matchups for the next couple of weeks and keep an eye on things. But I saw today where they're going to be ramping him up this week against Jacksonville. So moving forward, I anticipate him to get the lion's share of the carries, which is unfortunate because Zach Moss has done a really nice job. But you hope that Steichen's creative enough to get them both involved. And I actually think JT's probably going to be utilized in the passing game a little bit more than he was in the past, just because of how Steichen likes to run those offenses. So I'm high on JT, but that's coming from a Colts fan moving forward.
Yeah. I agree with what you said there. The Broncos have won a Super Bowl more recently than they've beaten the Chiefs. That's crazy too. I expect them to win. Probably big. They're Kansas City loves to bring pressure. They're going to rattle Russell Wilson, and he's going to get forced into some errors, and the Broncos will have trouble scoring points. Let's see. KW3 or Breece Hall?
Same draft class too. I'm going to take Breece. I think Charbonnet, as the season goes on, is going to eat into KW3's workload. No, we don't know how significant that's going to be, but in the limited carries that he's had this year, Charbonnet has looked amazing, including when he sent Ray Franklin Jr. just flying out the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
Give me Breece. He's got a stranglehold on that backfield.
Yeah.
And I think he's a better player.
Do you guys want to talk about any Broncos Chiefs still?
It's 10.5. I'm going to lay the points to take the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree
You
with
take-
that.
It's a
You
big.
take the under in this game, 40
It's
at
a lot of points.
47.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like a 31-10 kind of game.
I agree, actually. I was just going to say how the Chiefs haven't really had that blowout game yet this year where they just absolutely destroy somebody. I think this is going to be a big Isaiah Pacheco game, too,
It could
for
be.
obvious
And
reasons.
yeah,
Yeah,
like they're off. The
Broncos.
Broncos offense is it's just not reliable, and they're on a short week. So, and they're playing at Arrowhead. I mean, you're just triple fucked.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Lions at Bucks. Detroit
Nice.
-3. Totals 43.5. It'd be a big test for the Lions, I think, down there. The Bucks are a tough team. Got a lot of veterans there still. I did see Laporta was added to the injury report today with a calf strain. That's a freaking bummer. But ARSB is off the report. He's going to play. And Gibbs, I don't see him playing this week either. He was a DNP today.
Yeah. And you got to be careful with those injuries, too. It's easing back. It's not a huge deal. They still got Monty. As far as the line, I ain't touching it. I think it's going to be a close game because where Tampa excels on offense, and I use that term kind of loosely, that really attacks the weakness of Detroit's defense, which is the secondary. Mike Evans has been pretty damn good this year at this point in his career, and really for pretty much most of it, he's been a downfield threat who just kind of catches the ball and then falls down. At some point, you're going to see Baker Mayfield remember that he's Baker Mayfield and start to play like that. But it's been a nice story to begin the season. I think Detroit ultimately goes down there and takes care of business, though.
Same. They're 25th in rushing. The Bucks are, and I think the Lions are fourth now in rushing, third or fourth in rushing defense. But I think that's going to be a strong part. Let's see. Ravi R. Yo, should I trade away Jamar and Mostert for Puka, Nakua, and Eckler? I don't.
I'm not.
Yeah, I don't. I keep Jamar and Mostert.
Yeah, Puka.
Especially,
go ahead, Ray.
Especially with Achane being out, Mostert's going to benefit from that. So Eckler coming off of injury, yeah, I think I just sit tight. I'm sorry to cut you off, Matt.
No, I cut you off. I'm keeping Jamar Chase and Raheem Mostert while Achan's been in there. And remember, Achan was a healthy scratch week 1, so nobody really saw this coming. What if he threw in Garrett Wilson or James Cook? I think you're still trading away the best player in the trade. Still have Devontae. RBs would be Walker, Pollard, and then Eckler. Damn, does everybody have Ken Walker that's coming in here today or what?
Man, if he threw it, oh god, I like it. It is half PPR, but I do like the Puka and Eckler. They get a ton of targets.
So if he threw in Garrett Wilson or James Cook, who are you dropping?
Yeah. Who are you dropping? I mean, it's possible you got some scrubs on your team, but good question. But I agree. Lions, I think, will go down there and take care of business. Colts. Your Colts, Ramey.
Tyler Boyd.
That's
which makes sense.
That's probably the right call.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to get that 3 for 2, I'm just looking up here. So who would you rather have, guys? Garrett Wilson or James Cook?
I think I'd rather have James Cook.
Yeah, at this point, James Cook. I think that his role in that offense is solidified, and with the fact that Zach Wilson's, he could have a good game, he could have a horrible game. It's toughy.
I don't know that I'd want to get rid of Chase with Burrow looking healthier and T Higgins being still kind of banged up. You know he's going to eat.
He is. Mostert's going to benefit a bit from Achane being on injured reserve, but they've also got Jeff Wilson Jr. coming off IR. And Mostert right now is averaging about 11, 12 carries a game. I don't really want to ramp him up much more than that, just given his injury history. But still, like, damn, it's hard to trade away Jamar Chase. What's your record, Ravi?
Got another question.
Yeah, while he's
Yeah.
putting that in there.
Yeah, is why.
Pop
Yeah,
that
right.
other one up.
Where we're at here. Are we both hitting the button?
Yep.
There we go. So would you start Devontae Smith over Chris Olave? I have both and just tossing up between the two.
Uh,
New Orleans
Eagles
plays
play
the Texans and the Eagles play the Jets.
the Jets.
I think this week I'd start Olave.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The Jets didn't look so great last week in pass defense. But
They didn't,
Ravi's
but that's through the air isn't how you beat the Jets. You beat the Jets on the ground.
Yeah. Ravi, or sorry if it's Ravi and I'm mispronouncing it, excuse me, but he's 2-3.
You're
He's
2-3
He's trying to make a splash, but
with Jamar Chase underperforming up until this past week.
Yeah. I think
Puka's
it's only going to get better.
10-man
league since 7th. So yeah, you're trying to make a move. I get it, but God, I hold on to Chase. God.
Yep. I'm going to go with just stay patient. You got a
Yep.
good squad. Puka's going to lose target share with Cup being back. Just hold tight. I think you're going to be okay.
Heck yeah. 46 minutes. All right.
Juan Garcia coming in. Kamara, Brees, Pacheco, Puka, DK needs one running back and one flex.
Definitely Brees.
Yep. I don't know. Pacheco might be a good one.
And I was going to say both of those are nice.
I'm going to say Pacheco and DK. I think that Seattle Bengals game is going to be a really high scoring game. And if that's the case, I think DK is going to be a pretty big part of that.
I'm typing. Just do what you got to do. Reborn Jungle's got a question.
Yep. Got it.
Oh.
Who's a good buy low candidate you think that could turn into a wide receiver one?
Whew.
Palmer.
Josh Palmer. I think given the way he's played this year, Olave, you would be buying low on. He's not been great this year, but we know what his upside is just watching him play in years past. And if Derek Carr can get healthy and regain some form that he's had in years past, he can support a wide receiver one. Michael Thomas at this point in his career is not that guy. Olave is an elite talent. He's somebody that could end up as a top 7 wide receiver by the end of the season. All right. Yeah, next one, Super C&B Challengers. Should I try and trade DK for guys like Olave, Waddle, or Devontae Smith in a PPR?
I tried to trade him for those last two. I don't know if I'd trade him for Olave straight up because of the quarterback situation.
I agree.
Same. Yep.
Yeah, I'd go for either one of those over DK. Gino's really spreading the ball around a lot this year. I know people were really hype on JSN coming into the season. He's gotten target share. He's right there with DK and Tyler Lockett in terms of targets. But the funny thing is, and I noticed this yesterday, he has 2 more catches and roughly one third of the yards as Noah Fant. JSN is averaging 5.2 yards a reception this year. But we saw last year, Geno Smith, he's going to have a low ADOT.
Yep. For sure. Do we want to get into our aces and deuces?
Yeah. About that time.
Because, yeah, this was great, by the way.
Yeah.
Definitely awesome. So, yeah, now it's time for our aces and deuces, our version of starts and sits for week 6. Do we get another comment? Oh, all right.
Oh, all right. I
Sorry.
appreciate it. We appreciate you too, Super C&B.
Yep, appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe, man. Check us out every Tuesday and Thursday. My first ace, Rams QB Matthew Stafford. Arizona's defense is pretty injury plagued. 4 or 5 quarterbacks that faced them this year have total 249 passing yards or more. With Cup back in the fold, I think Stafford has an easy path to a mid-tier QB1 finish this week. And to Raheem Mostert, Achan's out of the picture. So Mostert's a must start this week. And Carolina's defense is just abysmal and got carved up by David Montgomery last week. So I like that. Should I just do
Got
my
one in
deuces,
the
or do you guys
chat.
want to? All right.
Too Rich and Bree. I'm going to drop Shroud. Who do I pick up? Palmer, Roshan Johnson, Miles Sanders, Tutu Atwell, Mingo, Drake
good.
London.
Did
I
he
like
just say he's
Palmer
gonna
out
drop-
of that group.
He's
Yeah.
going to drop CJ Stroud.
Apparently so.
Where's the background? What's that background coming from? It's weird.
You having a stroke?
No. I don't know. I think it keeps Stroud. I think he's going to be a great QB to finish the year.
Who was your other QB? I don't remember.
Yeah, unless you got like Mahomes or Josh Allen or somebody.
He's got Fields and T-Law,
okay.
one QB league. Yeah, you don't
Okay.
need.
Yeah. No.
I'd pick up Josh Palmer. I think he's going to have the best defined role in a very good offense for the rest of the season there.
Yeah. Roshan's concussed. Miles, he's got his big contract there and he sucks. Tutu's now down the pecking order with Cup back. Mingo's still raw. And Drake London, you never know if the Atlanta's going to be rushing the ball or passing, and Ritter's not reliable at all. Yeah. Go ahead and drop Stroud.
Try to trade. It's just an 8-team league.
Oh.
I mean, if you can find somebody who's super weak at quarterback, but in an 8-team league, that's probably pretty unlikely.
Yeah. He'll just be on the waivers. Let's see.
Another one in here.
Oh, God, I got to stop hitting it when we're all hitting it. I was controlling it, and then we kind of just all started doing it because we got busy. But Rashee Rice or Lockett this week? Rashee Rice was the lucky guy last week to catch a touchdown. Like I said, it's a carousel there. It's just you don't know who's going to be the guy, and Kelsey's there too. I prefer Lockett.
Same. Lockett's kind of been a disappointment this year, but
his game.
You really don't know who's going to catch the ball in Kansas City other than Travis Kelce. And if I remember right, Rashee Rice is having a hard time hanging on to the ball too. I think he's had some drops. Give me Tyler Lockett.
Yep.
I concur.
Matt, you want to start with your ace?
Yeah. Stand by. Or if you pop it on there.
Yeah, I can. Go ahead.
Produce for me. First one, James Cook. The Giants have given up the fourth most points to running backs and the second most rushing yards in a game that's not really going to be close for all that long. I do think the Giants are going to cover, but I think the Bills are going to cruise to victory this week. And for my next one, it is Gardner Minshew. You know what? I'm going with Uncle Rico. He's got his Jacksonville revenge game. And look, he's not a scrub. He's probably the 33rd, 34th best QB in the league. And I'm sure there'd be some teams who would be happy to have him as their starter.
Right.
I'm a big believer in the revenge game narrative. So, yeah, roll with Uncle Rico.
Motion Man, great question. Breece Hall or Josh Jacobs, PPR rest of season? I think Breece Hall again.
Yeah, I do too.
Agreed. Give me Breece.
I'm not sure what Josh McDaniels is doing there in Oakland. It's not working with Jimmy G.
Or Las Vegas.
Yeah, geez, I say Oakland all the time. Or Las Vegas. Thanks, Ramey. Appreciate it. Is Jaylen Warren worth keeping on bench as a backup?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Great
Yeah,
hand
his
cough.
role in the offense has grown over the past few weeks, and he's much more efficient than Najee Harris has been on a touch-by-touch basis this year. And I think you're going to see that trend continue.
Yeah. Gen 23 is Tajay Spears worth a pickup to stash? Rumors of a trade of Derrick Henry. McLaughlin would be the one I'd drop for him.
I don't give two shits about the rumors. Tajee is really carving himself out a role there in that offense. You see week over week, he's getting around 50% of the snaps, and that backfield in Denver is just a mess.
Yep.
The line is too. Whoa.
It sure is. Drew says.
Minshew
Revenge games.
Hell yes.
Peebo's tempted to go Rasheed, though he seems to be separating himself from the other mid-wide receivers. I mean, I'm inclined to agree, but it's just too early to make that call.
I think it all comes down to if he catches a touchdown or not. If you get a touchdown, then
sure.
obviously it's worth it. But if not, he's not going to have enough yards to make it worth starting him.
Yeah.
And that's a great point. Pretty much every receiver there is going to be touchdown dependent.
Yep. Motion man, start Kirk Cousins or Justin Herbert this week?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm going to start Cousins.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the matchup's better with Chicago's defense versus the Cowboys defense.
Sneaky shootout there. Two kind of okay offenses and not so great defenses.
Yep. I agree. Even with Justin Jefferson out, I agree.
I'll take
Ramey?
Herbert because ties into something later on. All right. We'll go with my ace. My ace.
Oh, sorry, man. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're going to get rid of that comment. Right. My ace is 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy. This doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's Brocktober, baby, and I need to make some ground up. So I'm going Brock Purdy against the Cleveland defense. The Cleveland defense is tough, but it is much tougher against the rush than it is against the pass. Brock Purdy has looked fantastic. He's surrounded by a lot of weapons, but I am starting to think that everybody's saying that qualifier really shouldn't be a qualifier because Brock Purdy has looked like a top 7 or 8 quarterback this year. So I think he'll carve it up in Cleveland with Deshaun Watson out. And again,
another quick question: is Josh Palmer overrated? Hold or drop? I'm going to hold. I think that Matt just discussed that before. I mean, is that offense there is so good, and his role is going to be pretty defined with Mike Williams out for the season.
Yep. All right. Let me go to my other.
Ryan.
No, you're good. Yep. My other one's wide receiver Jordan Addison. Pretty self-explanatory here with Jefferson being out. Kirk Cousins slinging the ball around. I think KJ Osborne's going to pick up some catches, but I would look for Addison to have a really big increase in fantasy points, especially against a weak Chicago defense.
And Peebos again. I have Mahomes. What do we think he's going to turn it around? I mean, I think he kind of already has, even though he didn't rush the ball one time last week. He averaged like 38 yards in each of the first 4 games and didn't, which I thought that was strange, but he's Patty Mahomes, man. I think you're fine there. I
agreed.
Like
I mean,
have him in one league.
He's the best in the business, and people kind of get down on him if he's not the number 1 overall scoring quarterback. Come the end of the season, he's going to be top 3, top 5, just like he is every single year.
Yep. Agreed. Was that your last? Yes,
yep.
It was. My deuce or my sit that I'm fading this week is CJ Stroud. New Orleans defense is just too tough. They play at elite level, and I just think this is not the week to do that. And plus, Tank Dell's not expected to play after suffering concussion. They got a week 7 bye, so they'll give him a couple weeks. But Stroud's future's bright, but not this week. And Rashad White, running back for the Bucks. He averages just 3 over a carry so far this season. Lions are great rush defense. They're top 3 in the league. I fade him this week. Another comment. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, Pebos. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well. Matt, your deuces?
Awesome.
Oh, hold up. Ertz or Logan Thomas? I say Ertz if we're talking this week.
Yeah, I like Ertz too. He's one of the top 2 or 3 most targeted tight ends in the NFL. Volume is king.
Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, we got another one.
Ooh.
12-team PPR. Congrats on being 4-1 there, yo, Austin. What should I do with my team? Hurts, CMC, Achan, Hall, Devontae Smith, Puka, Brown, Palmer, Kirk, Hunter Henry, Osborne. Sit back and get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah,
Honestly,
no
It's a
doubt.
great. It's a pretty good team. I wish you could upgrade at tight end, but
still, I mean,
I mean,
when you look at his running backs and wide receivers, like you're going to be weak somewhere.
yeah, that's
So
true.
tight
I'd
end's the
look at.
place
I
to
mean,
do it.
and maybe you stream every week instead of start Hunter Henry in that offense. I don't like it.
He had a nice little run
Um,
a couple of weeks ago. Seemed like he was scoring
he
TD
did.
every week.
Barlow 20, Higbee, Conklin, or Dulcich.
That's damn.
They all suck.
mm,
I'm going to lean towards Higbee just because Stafford's pass attempts this year is just ridiculous. He's in the 40s every week. Yeah, I
I
like that better than those two. You guys, what do you think?
I agree. I
Thanks,
I'm going to
Peoples, for
take
subbing.
Conklin, honestly,
Okay.
just because Higbee is not really the first or second read there in that offense all that often. Even to begin the year when Cooper Kupp was out, I don't expect him to start getting a higher volume now that he's back with what's his dick there, Conklin. Um, especially this week, the Eagles can be had. They give up most of their points to receivers and tight ends as opposed to giving them up in the run game. And outside of Garrett Wilson, there's really no other really great pass catchers. Sometimes a tight end is a quarterback's best friend, especially one that's just now starting to build up a little bit of confidence.
Or who's your deuce, Matt?
My first one is Nico Collins. He is going up against a DB that really excels against big-bodied receivers in Marshawn Lattimore, and a defense that, quite frankly, has been on the stingier side all season long. I think, kind of piggybacking on Kyle there, you're going to see CJ Stroud struggle, at least, for the most he has to this point this season. My other deuce is Terry McLaurin. The Falcons have given up the 6th fewest points to wide receivers. The Commies don't really have the best pass offense to begin with, and they spread the ball around very, very evenly amongst Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, and Curtis Samuel. I think they're all within like 3 or 4 targets of one another. I don't really have a whole lot of high hopes for this game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring snoozer.
Ramy, your deuces?
Yep. My first one is Browns running back Jerome Ford. I do not think that the Browns are going to be very successful in offense this week against that Niners defense. The Niners defense is the truth. And with Deshaun Watson out and Walker in as the backup, give the Niners defense all the more reason to focus on the running game. That's why I think Ford will not do well this week, not this year. Sorry, the cold medicine's still kind of in my head.
Uh-huh.
My other one is the Cowboys defense and special teams against the Chargers this week. I think it's going to be a bit of a shootout. I know that the Cowboys kind of got embarrassed against the Niners, so you anticipate that they're probably going to play a little bit better. But the Chargers are coming off a bye with Justin Herbert and all those weapons, and the fact that the Chargers defense is just bad. I think it's going to be a shootout, and I think if you can, I would fade the Cowboys defense this week.
And who's going to know the weaknesses of the Cowboys defense better than their former offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore?
That's
One
true.
more. Yep. Same thing. Exactly. Now it's time for our locks of the week. We each pick a bet in the NFL this weekend. Mine is 49ers -6.5 at the Browns. Ramey just kind of mentioned that the Browns have allowed the least passing yards per game, and the Cowboys the second least, and all Purdy and the 49ers threw 4 touchdowns on them. So, and I know the Browns have a pretty strong run defense, but they haven't seen anything like McCaffrey. I gotta believe they can cover this. Matt?
Nice. For my lock, I am going with the Seahawks at Bengals over 45 points. Both teams really need the win. The Seahawks need to keep pace with the undefeated 49ers and a really surprising LA Rams team. They can't really afford to get, essentially 2 games back from them, having not even played them yet. And the Bengals, they're only a game back of the surprising division leading Steelers. They showed some signs of life last week, and I think that's going to carry forward. Neither team really plays much defense. I think you're going to see quite a few points scored in this game, and I'm confidently taking the over there.
All right, oops, wrong button, Andrew. No, that was right. I'm on the wrong
I can
page.
help you.
Yeah,
please help.
Please do, an idiot. Yeah, my lock is Eagles at Jets over 41. I think everybody thinks that the Jets defense is going to shut down this Eagles offense, and the Eagles defense is also very good. But Zach Wilson's looked better. That Eagles offense can be potent, and while I don't think it's going to go crazy, I think it's going to be a 28-20 kind of game. So I think it's going to easily hit over that 41 points.
Very nice.
Heck yeah. Good stuff all around. Great questions, everybody. I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. This was great. It's fun for us. I like the fast pace. Just firing off questions and firing responses back. I like it a lot.
I was surprised.
It was a lot of fun.
Hell
Appreciate
yeah,
all the interest.
I'm glad I did lots of research and notes on a bunch of matchups this week.
And I'm glad I can talk without actually saying anything.
Yep, you got the gift of gab for sure. But that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's good stuff. We'll be back Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern to recap Week 6. Probably have a couple videos out for our 4 pillars for DFS on Sunday for our 4 core. Get you some good info there. Got a couple more comments. Great show. Let's see. What do we got? We'll do another one. Reborn Jungle. Garrett Wilson or Breece Hall against the Eagles. Also, I have a weird premonition that the Jets are going to win. Could happen.
Breece Hall.
Could happen. Agreed. Yep. Just with Zach Wilson's inconsistency, is he going to play well? Is he going to fumble? Yeah, I agree, fellas. I agree. Sweet. Everybody enjoy watching the Broncos at Chiefs tonight. We're going to sign off. It's been great talking to everybody. Thanks a lot. Don't forget to subscribe. We got
and
talk to you Tuesday.
Yeah, actually. Heck yeah.
Have a great
Check
football
us out on
weekend.
our socials as well. Yeah. Win some bets, folks, and win your matchups this week in fantasy. Appreciate it. Have a great night.
They can't see us because you got the thing up.
Oh.
See you, folks.